After the amazing Brazilian Grand Prix at Sao Paulo Interlagos, we move to paradise. Welcome to the 2024 Las Vegas Grand Prix. We're deep in the heart of Sin City as we get going to possibly crown Max Verstappen a four-time world champion. Welcome to the final three races. Max Verstappen finally winning last time out then for the first time since the Spanish Grand Prix as well. But still, three races remain here in Las Vegas, over to Qatar, and the season rounding out in Abu Dhabi. Formula One's final triple header before an almighty 2025 calendar. Taking a look back though, it is still anyone's chance for the Constructors' Championship. This circuit very much favours McLaren and Ferrari, whereas Qatar suits the McLaren as well. In the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen has his first chance to become a world champion, 393 points to Lando Norris on 331. Charles Leclerc on 307 for Oscar Piastri on 262. Carlos Sainz on 244, then a big gap before the Mercedes. Russell out of Hamilton by just 2 points. Perez is in 8th, the only non-winner this year from a top team. Then it's Fernando Alonso ahead of Nico Hulkenberg and Yuki Tsunoda, breaking up into 11th place. In the second half, Pierre Gasly now on 26 points, ahead of Lance Stroll on 24. Esteban Ocon was second place now from the Interlagos race, puts him on 23 points in 14th. Magnussen then heads Albon, who heads Ricciardo and Behrman. Colin Pinto, no points last time out, ahead now of Liam Lawson. Still no points for either Kicks Albers of Zhou Guanyu or Valtteri Bottas, and Logan Sargent has now left the championship. McLaren lead the Constructors' Championship 593 points to Ferrari's 557. Red Bull catching them up on 544, but Mercedes are way off at 382. Aston Martin now hate Alpine in 6th, who have jumped Haas, Visa Cash Up RB, and Williams, and still no points on the board for the Sauber F1 team in 2024. Let's take a look around the brand new Las Vegas street circuit. Designed here on the Strip, it's our third ever Grand Prix in Nevada after Caesar's Palace in 1980 and 1981. Get a good, nice run coming out of the curved last corner on a curved start-finish straight. Down towards turn 1, hard on the brakes, around about 4th gear. Gradually get on the accelerator, allow it to curve you round. Avoid the pit exit before tight into turn 3. Double, triple, and even quadruple apex as you hurtle down the back straightaway. Nice open at the DRS as well, but as you stamp on the brakes, it's a very hard entry point. A wall just in the braking zone as well means you're going to be diving for an apex and hoping it's there. Now it's the tightest part of the course. Literally braking and turning, a very tight left followed by a very tight right past the sphere as you come underneath the bridge section. Hurtle back down as well, the sphere looking at you as you hurtle back down past the Nevada Hotel. Now get up to speed once more before one of another tricky braking zone. Brake, 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 turn in, very hard sort of triangle corner exit curve before you enter the Las Vegas Strip. Everything flying around you with night lights as well. This is the only night race on the calendar where every session is under the lights. You're in 8th gear, maximum, revving out the engine with DRS open before stamping on the brakes into the last 3 corners as well, flicking the car in, hoping you don't hit the barrier before full throttle right to the end of the lap. Open up the DRS once more as you come around the start-finish straight. And that is a lap of the Las Vegas Strip circuit. It's Friday night in Las Vegas and it's all set to go. Ready then for the third and final free practice session to decide the running order. Welcome under the lights. It's 3 a.m. over there in the UK. It is coming up on 6 here in Vegas. Let's get ready and cross over. Up in the commentary box joining me is Megan Birch, ready for practice 3. Under the very cool track temperature. Here it comes. All set to go then for the third and final free practice session of the FIA Formula One World Championship in 2024. Welcome to Las Vegas, round 22 of the season, and Sin City once again brings us under the lights. The Sphere section as well, illuminating half of the circuit even without the need of lights. It's a powerful city, this one as well. It's 6.120 kilometres, a total as well of 3.803 miles as well. And you get 2 DRS activation zones, highest speed on the circuit over 330 kilometers an hour. Pirelli bringing the hard C3, medium C4, soft C5 tyre compound to this event as well. Intermediates is green and wets are blue, but track temperature 17.4, air temperature 15.2. Very little need for it at any time. We welcome you up to the commentary box then as we get all set to go for this session as well. Megan Birch wanders in to the side of the commentary box. Megan wasn't meant to be here, but no one else turned up coming into it as well. Good morning, Megan. Allow me to adjust your hood for you to come into.
Because fun fact, I'm ill.
How are you feeling?
Still not good.
Yeah, well, have a look. How does the blue and green actually go? Goes well. Suited and booted in a casual form for qualifying after yesterday's sports jackets and Chicago hoodies. Today's sort of casual wear as Crofty's even worse. Crofty, how did you?
On the track, which is a big difference to what happened in Brazil. How are you?
I'm great. I think Jensen Button's just arrived, and yeah, come on in.
Come on in,
Come on in. Say hello to the camera.
Yeah, it's hello. Good to see you.
Have a headset. Yes, it
Anyone
is great to be here.
planned this, ladies and gentlemen. We did. Jensen has literally sprinted from the outskirts of the paddock to our commentary box here. Hi.
Hello. How is everyone?
Great suit.
Thank you very much. Yeah, great top.
Seriously,
Sparkly.
I've gone bling. You've gone corduroy.
Yes.
Because you've got style and I haven't.
Well, I've got nothing to say to that. Should we talk about racing cars?
Let's talk about
Yes.
what Karoom was trying to as you wanted to come in.
Okay.
That's fine. No, I think it's just great to see Lewis driving confidently, you know, especially off the back of Brazil, where he left there just on the floor, wasn't he? He sounded dejected, and it just sounded like he was kind of fed up with life. But it's been so nice to see him 2 sessions in a row, attacking the car, hustling the car, driving in a way that we are used to seeing Lewis Hamilton drive on his way to those, you know, over 100 victories. And yeah, let's see if it continues. I hope it does continue.
But
It does indeed look like it could continue as well. Megan then alongside for this third session. Megan, we realised yesterday that Red Bull have said that they brought the wrong rear wing. We can see it now on our screens.
Yeah, that wasn't wise.
They are 6 kilometres an hour slower down the straights, and in the speed traps, we're seeing that the Saubers are faster than them as well.
That's when
really
you know you've messed up.
Yeah, they're really struggling, aren't they, this weekend? Is Max Verstappen even going to be anywhere near the grasp of being a world champion?
I have no idea.
I don't either. Man, he might though. It's Ted Kravitz. He's down there in the pit lane.
Beginning of the show when he said, "We'll see whether the car is the same tomorrow." Why shouldn't it be the same tomorrow? Why shouldn't it be behaving as well as it did yesterday as opposed to today? Well, we will find out. Lewis's Mercedes seems ready to go. George Russell has had to change a little electronic control box that's mounted in the centre of the front wing main plane, which is quite an interesting place to put it. Normally they put some lead weights in there, but they've just finished it. It must be some sort of load sensor for the front wing. Anyway, they are ready to go. We're all ready to go down here, and the Elvis impersonators I caught round the back of the paddock, Crofty, discussing how to stay warm on a cold night in Las Vegas. And I can tell you that their choice is those little warm hand pouches that you excite and then they stay warm. So if you ever wondered what's in the inside of those, what are those, rhinestone jackets that the Elvis impersonators use? They're little hand warmers that you might have on a cold day back in the UK.
Thank you very much, Ted Kravitz, as well. You could say instead that they could hunker down Burning Love.
Everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Jokes are racking in early on this morning as well. So green lights on then for practice 3. Track temperature, as I said, 17.4. Air temperature at 15, 80% humidity. No rain. Wind at 2.2 kilometers an hour blowing in from the north. So that's a headwind down the Las Vegas Strip. Zhou Guanyu, the only driver out there on the circuit right now as he comes into the Sphere sector into 9. Well, actually coming into turns bottom of the hill, so that's coming into 7 and 8 and then through 9. Turn 6, the long sweeper. Second gear, 90 kilometres an hour through that part of the track. And then rise up. Very nicely done, by the way, Megan, on your track map paint. It goes quite well. Yeah, we had no black ink, so we couldn't see that part of the track on the pit lane map. Megan has painted it in. My one's just on the other side. Well, we can tell you about DRS. There's Sergio Perez. Now, this is interesting. Red Bull yesterday said that we bought the wrong rear wing. Today it looks like they've gone for the back wing. You know that we saw in Monza? It looks like they've got that. So were they lying to us that they had the wrong ring? We'll see now, won't we?
I don't think they were, because that doesn't look...
Very good for this circuit, does it, to have that back wing?
It looks smaller.
Yeah.
That is a wing that's more suited to warmer environments.
It is the bat wing, so it's sort of curved upwards towards the centre on both sides, to describe it for you radio listeners. And let's see if it actually works. We'll have our pre-show later on to build it up. Charles Leclerc's car is being lowered onto the jacks now, so they've completed its little setup needed going into this session. That's a relief. We were all getting a bit worried, actually, looking to see what he was going to be up to. No hurry for him. And of course, this is the problem. All the sessions here in Vegas, which is unusual for a night race, do take place in the night. Usually practice 1 and practice 3 take part in daytime conditions, but they can't close the road in time here in Vegas, so it is all in the night time. But that affects the grip as well, because like at Monaco, this circuit opens up to the general public during the day.
Because they have no choice.
Yeah, so all the cars' exhausts and all that fluid gets put on the circuit. Effectively, you can see there, look, it's been locking up the Ferrari Challenge. That was out before us. Effectively, it just gets worse and worse around here, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it just causes major problems for when they go round, because it's like every single day is
green.
a new track.
Yeah, it's constantly getting worse and constantly improving. So in reality, there's no real performance advantage going out there this early. You've done your practice 1 simulation, so you know what it's going to be like as well. And now you've done your race prep as well. And this practice session doesn't take part the time you're going to be racing, where it's a little bit cooler than what it is. It's going to be, what, 10 degrees for the race? It's actually going to be, no, maybe even less than 2 degrees. It's going to be about 2 degrees, actually, coming into it. It's going to be warmer in this commentary box tomorrow than it is over there in Vegas, so it's going to be quite fun. Yeah, so casual suit for me today, but tomorrow the full tux is going on, and we're having our photo shoot later. If Megan doesn't look, half dead by that point. Coming into it.
I'm still going to look like this because I'm not well.
Yes.
And I'm in pain.
Megan has a stomach problem. Are you going to miss the Grand Prix?
I don't know. I don't know how long this will last. This last time I had a big one like this, it lasted about a week for me to get rid of.
I did not cause it.
Because it was a lot. Well,
My cooking did not cause that.
well.
Oh, thanks. Blame me.
Well, it's a very sensitive thing with.
You had the black pepper and the soy sauce all the time with the curry. I think
Look.
it's the fact that you had curry, ramen, and another one of my cooking beforehand.
Yeah, it's not good for IBS.
Actually, I just thought you had my shepherd's pie, my curry, my ramen, 3 days, like day.
And can I just point out something? Corn.
Cornstarch in the. Yeah, maybe that did it. Yeah. in the
Do you
gravy.
know what sets IBS off?
Cornstarch?
Corn. Anything to do with corn. It's the reason I can't have Doritos.
Well, you didn't have much. There's the bat wing.
It doesn't take much.
Checo.
Miles off.
Oh.
Yeah, Sergio.
Oh, okay. So even the bat wing that they brought here as the emergency wing is not working, Megan.
That's not good.
Miles off. It's a 1:41.8. Sorry, it's a 1:41.941 Perez's time at the moment. Hugh Bird watching on, getting a little bit worried. Charlie Boy is there ready to go as well, seeing what he can deliver in the overall mix of things. Let's just hope that he's going to be okay across this as well. Dan said.
Of sweeping, particularly both Mercedes doing a bit of sweeping for everybody else. Charles Leclerc has decided that he's quite happy to delay his entrance onto the track, as is Lando Norris, as is Carlos Sainz. But Leclerc has actually just now, in the last 20 seconds, Crofty, he turned up at the back of the Ferrari garage. So I don't know whether he's been on a run of good form around a roulette table and didn't want to break the mood or the vibe. But no, he's been in since 2 p.m. local time. But they did actually have to fix something on the right rear of that Ferrari, which wasn't quite right. So they've done that in the last 5 minutes, and Leclerc is now hurriedly getting into the car. But yeah, a lot of people just happy. Oh, team ready?
Yeah, it's very slippery.
A lot of the other teams happy for those other cars to get out there and do some Vegas road sweeping.
Maybe Charles Leclerc, Jensen, was on the roulette tables using the Karun Chandok foolproof system on how to beat the bank at roulettes. You heard about this?
Well, I'm amazed. I didn't think there was a foolproof system for beating the bank.
Allegedly, he strode to the table last night, a la Dustin Hoffman.
It was this morning.
Or this morning even, and threw down some money and said, I'm going to break the bank. And how were you going to do that, Mr. Chandok?
I put down $10 on red and 10 on black. I hedged my bet.
Because he was always going to win.
And then I got
Even
shouted at
better?
by one of our Sky colleagues who said that was a stupid idea and made me consolidate on what turned out to be the wrong one. So actually, my strategy would have been fine. I would have won at least
hang on.
one of them.
Never
But you don't break the bank
change
because you just
strategies
you end up
because
with the
someone
same.
else
You're not going to break the
tells
bank
you
on $20 anyway.
Yeah, but you've got to start somewhere.
Well, and if
If
putting it on
comes
one
up green-
colour.
If it comes up green, you've lost it all.
Yeah, but it didn't.
So you're still not. Yeah, it's still not a positive putting it on red and black because
Well,
it still could be green.
Yes.
So the
well,
bank still-
As it turned out, I lost. Right?
It went green.
I lost.
Not that we're gamblers
Not that
anyway.
we're gamblers anyway.
No, but basically, it's a safety message to everyone out there. Do not follow Karun Chandok and his foolproof method. Coming into the pits, Jordan.
Yeah, Russell boxes there. And do you notice the new pit lane entry line that has been brought in now? Pit lane entry has been it's still a white line, but either side of the white line now is neon blue after the meeting of the stewards with Rui. So basically the drivers' meeting last night with new race director Rui Marquez. They've said about it, and now they've actually put down some new paint. So
Russell still didn't stay inside the lines.
no, he didn't, did he? He didn't see it in time. So that's not exactly working 110%. Can't use that one. Interesting enough, not the pink headband, but the light blue head padding material must be used as the equivalent from the stewards here. I don't like Rui Marquez as race director for one very good reason. Niels Rittichs used to put the track map, the pit lane map, and everything else that we use together in one document. Rui Marquez doesn't do that. So I'm having to look through the entire race stewards for the pit lane map and the track map.
That's not good.
No, it's really not good. And I paint my track map as well. I go through all my little speedometers and marshal points and highlight the DRS zone as well and give us all the information that we need. And it's just below the television monitor on the right side of the monitor. That's where the track map is. So I stand, I can look down and see where it is. And on the left-hand side, it's the pit lane map. And below the pit lane garages, it'll be the name of whoever's our pit reporter for that session, and we'll throw it down to them. However, we haven't got many this weekend, with it being a night race in Vegas, as a heads up as well. It's pretty much a flat team structure for this first race of the weekend. By the time we get back to Qatar and Abu Dhabi, they'll all be here. Yeah. Lizzie Whitmore has seen the schedule, by the way, so I'm just waiting to see what she's going to do.
Has Aston Martin stolen those fans from Mercedes or something? Because their fans meant to be like a greenish colour.
Yes.
Instead, they're matching the helmet of Alonso.
So more of a silvery blue. It looks like they could have stolen it. Coming into it. Oh,
Something tells me theirs didn't work and they had to do some borrowing.
Ted's down to McLaren.
Thing I wanted to show you. Look at these spots on the top flap of the McLaren front wing. They're to measure the flexion, of course, of that front wing top flap element. Such has been an area of technical debate throughout the last few races, hasn't it, Crofty? And I know we're looking at a Toro Rosso front wing now, but it's that I've never seen the spots on it, which obviously is performing the same function as the spots on the rear wing, so a FIA or the McLaren team themselves can put a camera on the either side of the nose cone and actually measure. Well, they wouldn't. That camera on the nose cone wouldn't be able to see it, would it? It would have to be a camera looking back at it the other way to measure those the flexion from those orange dots. If we have a look, and I've checked that it's not a current thing, a common theme amongst other cars. We checked next door at Aston Martin. There are no dots on their front wing flap. So do we think it's for that? Or I'm just wondering, where would the camera be actually? Got any other ideas? Why would that?
Ask them, Ted.
It has to be to measure the flexion, surely.
Yes.
But the camera would have to be on the front wing end plate, looking back at it. Anyway, it's not on anyone else's front wing, but it is on the McLaren, and that has been a subject of attention in that area. Well, it seems like a few races ago now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
quite a while
absolutely.
ago.
It does, thanks, Ted. The camera for that could be... it can't even be on the front side of the wing. I don't actually know where that would be. Coming into it.
I don't know.
Yuki Tsunoda, the only driver now out there on the circuit. Adam says, he did say, what is it like in the commentary box? And I put, well, we've had the heater on since 10 o'clock last night. And it's now 2:42 in the morning. And it's quite nice in here, actually. The heater's done its job because we've got soundproofing. So it's sort of like a duvet sound covering, isn't it? So the heat's got into that and it's kept it all warm. So actually, it's quite nice in here, isn't it? Compared to outside.
Decent.
Yeah. It'll get better as the night goes on. And
I've just seen a person who looks weirdly like my friend Lottie. I know it can't be Lottie. Because she's in England.
yeah. Don't forget, it's still Friday night over there in Las Vegas as well. This is the weird time zone that we've got to get used to as well. It's Saturday here in the UK, but it's Friday night in Las Vegas. A lot of work going on. The front left brake duct of Pierre Gasly. Just trying to get the casing tub on. It looks like, oh no, taking the casing cover off by the look of it. So
Has it finally caused some damages?
well, even the Sky have been saying that, and all Yokes apparently has confirmed it. There's been no damage that he's caused, but a few little scrapes. So, but he had floor damage with the team in Japan. So
Yeah.
I'm going on the fact that he has caused the team damage as well.
I don't know where. Have they lost those pieces of information or something?
I think they can't remember that far back in the broadcast in the year. So it gets to me to be quite funny. We've just realised that we've got the blog not working from BBC F1, which is fine because we're about to go over to them anyway to get everything back. And then once we do return, I think they might pick up on the General Motors story, but we're going to pick up on that when we come back from this little segment. Let's hand over down to Harry Benjamin.
There's been a few changes behind the scenes as well. So to not only get one podium, but to then get a double podium that, you know, I can guarantee you no one really expected that at all at the team to coming, you know, certainly at the start of the year, a podium was you need a miracle to have got a podium. So it meant a lot to the team, and it's big points, and points make prizes. Whether they can keep it going, Esteban said in the press conference, yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for us to get a podium this weekend. Maybe they got a little bit of luck last time out, but they still kept it there. It was only Max Verstappen that was able to get past them and drive off into the distance. But yeah, it's a great result for them, and it spices up that battle. But out on track, Harry, all cars are currently in the pits with 45 minutes of the session remaining.
Well, we're locked in for those 45 minutes, and if you are as well, thank you for joining us. We know it is well, it's either a late or a very, very early start for you, whatever you are up to. So we'll it is all quiet on the strip right now. Everybody's in the pit lane. But, well, I mean, we talk about Alpine, the battle for sixth. There are 10 teams in Formula One. Could we get an 11th team? It's not the first time we've had this conversation this year. Andretti's bid to be on the grid rejected essentially by Formula One, their partnership with the General Motors brand in America. Well, now that seems to be reinvigorated all of a sudden with a little less Andretti input and more General Motors input. There now seems to be a bit more positivity surrounding what could happen with a GM entered team, possibly under the Cadillac brand that they look at. I personally would absolutely love to see another Formula One team come in as soon as possible. I think it's only healthy for the sport, but I suppose the original reason so much kickoff with Andretti coming in was nobody wanted another team to dilute the prize pot, essentially.
Exactly that, Harry. And I agree with you. I'm all for more teams joining. I don't just want another team. I want another couple of teams. You know, it opens more seats for drivers on the grid, and I'm always a big advocate. I can't get my words out. A big fan of young drivers coming into the sport. We've got a lot of rookies on the grid next year. That opens the door for maybe the F2 champion to come into the pinnacle of the sport, which is Formula One. So I'm all for it, but yeah, of course, lots of the teams put up a fuss because yeah, it takes their less money for them in the pot. As we just saw Max Verstappen, he's now the only car that's ventured out on track. Oh, saying that, Sergio Perez just coming down pit lane. As soon as he goes out, he has a lock-up and goes straight on.
Yeah, both Red Bulls out there now trying to get some more lap times in. But, I mean, the crucial thing, I think, Andrew, when it comes to the addition of more teams is that we don't want more teams just for the sake of it. We want competitive teams that bring something to the sport.
Well, it's not about what we want, Harry, is it? It's about what the sport wants.
Well,
but
as a fan,
I take your point. So I think in this particular instance, what's happened is that a whole bunch of things have changed. Michael Andretti is out of the picture for a start. He rubbed a load of people up the wrong way. The way the team has been pitched has changed. It was presented as an Andretti team with support from GM, General Motors. It's now being presented as a General Motors team. And another thing that's changed, I discovered in a couple of hours before this session while I was mooching about the paddock, having chats with various people, is that the anti-dilution fund is going up in GM's case to $450 million.
And it was $200 million.
And I think, as far as I understand it, this is not completely confirmed yet, by the way, so excuse me, and sorry for coughing there. That's a one-off for GM, and the number in the new Concord agreement, which is it's the terminology that is used for the various contracts that bind the teams and the FIA and Formula One together, which is up for renewal at the end of 2025. The number might be even bigger again in those contracts, but in this particular case, it's going to be about $450 million, I'm told.
And that will placate the other teams.
It placates the other teams. It gets split between them. I don't know on what basis, whether it's exactly split or whether it's some kind of pro rata thing. Don't know.
Look, I can take over from Andrew there. It is basically how it works out is Formula One get the largest slice of the pie, and then the top team, Ferrari, who's been here the longest, they get the second biggest slice. Then it's going on the championship order. So Red Bull, or in this case now McLaren, who are leading the Constructors' Championship. If McLaren win, they'll get the next biggest slice. Then it'll be Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Alpine, Haas, VCarb, Williams and Sauber. No, because Ferrari don't get 2 slices of the pie. Ferrari get the second biggest slice after Formula 1 because Ferrari's been here the longest. That's how the Concord Agreement works. So if you're new to the team, like Haas are, you actually get the least amount of money on that. And then anybody in the Constructors' Championship in the order, that's where you get your bonuses from. So the Concord Agreement is different to the award bonus at the end of the year. So effectively, there's 2 different sets of money coming in from Formula 1. But that's how it works. But General Motors coming in, we understand that they'll use, if they do come in for 2026, Andretti has said that they're going to make, and General Motors going to make their own engines for 2027 and 2028, around about those 2 years. So for the first year, they'll be taking Honda engines alongside Aston Martin, and they'll be competitive straight away. You would think, with Honda being a decent engine now in Formula 1. Won the last 2 Constructors' Championships and the lst 3 Drivers' Championships, nearly 4. Yeah, Megan now going big eye. But Verstappen does a 1:41.726, so goes fastest overall in this session.
I think the reason behind that is more driver than team.
Is that because you're seeing what Checo's doing in similar machinery and then the 2 RBs?
I just think it's more Max then.
Yeah.
The thing.
But so basically...
Getting Honda.
Here they are. Owen Perez does a 1:41.645 as Lando Norris out on the circuit now alongside Yuki Tsunoda. Side by side down the Las Vegas Strip towards turn 14, and Norris has passed him easily. So basically what it looks like is we are going to have a brand new team in Formula 1, and it will be Andretti, but it will be General Motors based, and then probably Andretti will have the name tagged onto it. Do you reckon that's good that we are finally going to have Andretti coming in?
It's going to be interesting.
I quite like that idea. BMW also rumoured to be wanting to come back in, but they're also interested in MotoGP after the success they had with Top Rack. So, of course, in Mods it works. Top Rack was going early.
The Grand Prix at America have not been won by the same person this year.
Miami was Norris, Leclerc won in Austin, yeah, so ideally you're going to see someone else win this weekend. Previous winners, well, Max won last year, and then in 1982 it was Michele Alboreto, 1981 was Alan Jones, but that race under the Caesars Palace Grand Prix. Did Norris touch the wall coming out of turn 8 down towards, I think he did, just touch it slightly after the castle section. Oh, sorry, after the sphere section. Let's have a word. You go on.
After the stalking. So.
Yeah. That's how it worked with team principal Zach Brown.
To Formula 1, would you?
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a great history in motorsports, General Motors. So I think it's great. More competition. Something for the fans to get excited about. They love new Grand Prix, new power units, new racing teams,
You're on
new
the
racing
board at
drivers.
Andretti.
So I think it'll be exciting.
Zach, I'm going to think back to a year ago, maybe 18 months ago, when the conversations around Andretti GM began. I mean, you were somewhat in a minority where you were actually positive, relatively about them coming into the sport. Where do you see the situation at the moment? Do you guys, as team principals, because for example, we had James Vowles on the show and Toto Wolff, they were all very, very, unhappy about that potential, arrival of the team. What do you know about the situation today? Because there's a lot of rumors in the paddock that it could be announced in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I kind of know what I'm hearing on the grapevine. We've not been officially told anything, but I see, we partner with General Motors with our IndyCar team, so I've seen them here. They seem to have big smiles on their face, so I believe announcement is probably imminent, and it'll be exciting to have yet another manufacturer alongside Audi joining our sport.
Let's talk about what's happening on track. Lando Norris going around. We're still seeing a complete lack of grip in certain areas, even on the soft tyre. Explain the decision to send Lando out the soft tyres this early in the session, Zach, because no one else seems to be following you other than Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah, we just wanted to get some clean laps in, maybe do a little bit of a longer run, see how the tires hold up. So, yeah, sometimes you strategically figure out when to go out, maximize, but we got a couple sets of soft tires, so our performance run will come a little bit later on.
Hey Zach, it's Jensen. Just stepping back and talking about the 11th team. We've seen the sport grow dramatically here in the States, which is great, but do you think the next step for growth is having the 11th team coming in, you know, an American OEM, and does that help you all? Does that help all the teams up and down the grid?
I think it does. Also, we need to remember that Ford is coming in, so you actually have two U.S. manufacturers, which is great. They'll bring a lot of awareness to the sport, hopefully some sponsorship, and invest in the sport. It'd be great to see an American driver once again. I think that'll take some time, but yeah, you know, in between the demand we have for more Grand Prix, more racing teams, of course, every driver dreams of being in Formula One, so it's all good here in Formula One.
And just before you go, Zach, overnight, changes to the car, what have you had to do? Where are the areas you think you need to improve on from yesterday?
Well, ultimately, some consistency. The drivers found, you know, the track's pretty tricky to put together a lap here. You're seeing all the drivers, you know, locking wheels and running wide. We did some aerodynamic work, see if we can get a little bit more pace in a straight line and get a little bit more grip. It's a little bit warmer tonight, so we'll see if it stays that way.
Thanks ever so much, Zach. Great to have you with us this weekend. Minor adjustment that was being made on the front left brake drum down at Pierre Gasly's side of the Alpine garage. No issue really there. Oscar Piastri is finding some pace.
Yeah, he's going fast ahead of Yuki Tsunoda now on the board as well. He's got a 1:37.517 for Tsunoda. Piastri's looking very fast. Lando Norris, though, first across the line. Lawson a 1:48.488. And Norris 1:36.891 goes fast on the ball, but Piastri through the chicane now at 14, 15 and 16 up to turn 17. Flat out this section of the track, 8th gear, 320 kilometers an hour over the line, and it's a 1:35.759 for Piastri.
I think Piastri will win this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking that actually. Or it's unlikely that Sergio Checo Perez is going to win it.
Maybe O'Ward was who he was talking about as in reserves.
Yeah, because O'Ward is actually O'Ward's Mexican, isn't it?
True.
From IndyCar.
So I still don't know what he's talking about. But I think maybe because he's been on American teams a lot, maybe that's where his thoughts are going.
Yeah. If Adam, if you're still watching, who's the American driver coming in next year to Formula One? Because we can't think. There's a lot of rookies coming in,
I
but
don't think there
American.
is one.
No. Also,
Ollie Behrman's British.
Jack Doohan's Australian. I've got a blank.
Kimi Antonelli, definitely not American.
Ugo Chaku is coming in to Formula 3. He's just won Macau. Ugo was fantastically fast. He's a star of the future. 100% as Hamilton gets a little bit of a block there from...
That's an Aston Martin.
It's Fernando Alonso, his old rival in Formula 1. And he breezes past him down the Las Vegas Strip as well with ease. I do love our driver tracker, but I do wish the names were just above, not in, so we can actually read. Because when they go over each other, it's hard to tell who's who.
Like if they had pins in them.
Yeah, instead. That's what I like. But still. Multiviewer, this is our best ever driver tracker. I really love Multiviewer's equipment, don't you?
Yeah.
It's our best ever time score we've ever used. Hamilton, 1:36.590, second fastest. Don't forget, he's been fastest in all the sessions so far this weekend. Yuki Tsunoda up to second, 1:36.558. Very quick time from Yuki boy. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. Definitely, I think should be a contender to replace Checo. This was Hamilton getting blocked by an RB at the castle at the sphere section. Keep doing
Lawson,
that.
I think.
Yeah. It was. No, it could have been Tsunoda. He's ahead of Tsunoda. But that was ages ago. Let's have a look at Max Verstappen. This is down into turn 5. And a lock up again. And nearly put it in the barrier.
Caught a bit of dust, it seems.
And Verstappen's off again. This time at turn 5. And we have gone green. But Verstappen, the World Championship leader, off at 5 again.
That wing is causing problems for him, but not for Perez, it seems.
It's under braking, isn't it? Down to that part of the section that gets it wrong.
Because it's a wing meant for warmer weather, and they've bought that because they were just in Brazil. So they've messed up.
Charles Leclerc across the line goes fastest with a 1:35.712. Great opening lap time there for him on the board. Who turned off the best sector time? That's what I just wanted to know. Russell's quick. 27.070 first sector. Kevin Magnussen's got the second. Kevin Magnussen's just gone fastest. 1:35.625.
Okay, Max is desperate to show that he could do it.
I was literally just saying how good he was going in that middle sector, and he shot up the timing screens to P1.
Do you know what I saw on Instagram?
Oh, 2 seconds.
It's only getting worse. The car's undrivable.
And we have seen
Guitar chip.
The best of this.
they need.
Just a couple more laps, please, Max. Have to try and make the best of this. Championship in guitar. Championship in guitar.
Do you know what I saw? Do you remember when K-Mag got his pole?
Yeah.
Well, coincidentally, 9 months later, his second child was born.
Yeah, that's true, actually. We all know what happened that night. Party time.
But that'll be an interesting thing for his child to work out one day.
Here's Max's lock up at 5. Under braking turns in and just goes straight on. And he knew it. He knew it before he even went in. My eyes are going.
That's not good.
Yeah, they've got really dry all of a sudden.
A lot of problems right now on the grid.
Colapinto with traffic.
This is the worst place to have traffic.
You're concertina him up into such tight corners as well. Oh, and he's got straight on at 1 as well. Franco really struggling out there. Right, we need a minute to adjust up here in the commentary box. We're going to hand over to Sky.
On the calendar, and traffic will be an issue because it is a street circuit, and they will be queuing up on the entry into turn 14 come qualifying to try and build themselves a bit of a gap.
This is not. I can't drive it. I'm gonna crash. My left front is completely. Please, box.
And finally, Max gets his wish and he's able to come in as Lewis Hamilton goes forth fastest. So, what's destroying his left front? Is that temperature and thermal issues causing braking?
The rubber maybe just is too hard for the track at the moment. It's just sliding across the surface and overheating. That might be why he's having the front locking issues.
It's really odd that he's talking about the front left, isn't it? Because just look, you look at the track map, and you only got one real left-hand corner, or maybe the right-hand corner.
Maybe he's not getting temperature then.
Yeah. So I just wonder if he's getting the cold graining on it. It's just not. It's too cold.
US team Haas 1 and 2 at the moment.
Yeah.
Nico Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen as they enter the final 3 races as teammates, and Kevin Magnussen enters the final 3 races, I would imagine, of his Formula 1 career, although his teammate has proven that you can leave and come back again and be very much in demand for future years.
See Leclerc bouncing off that curb there, fast of anyone the first 2 sectors, but really clouted the curb at 15. I don't know if that's cost him. So yeah, that's cost him time there. So it's not even a personal best final sector. So lots of potential still in that Ferrari.
Magnussen's up.
Magnussen is on it. And just to go back to to our chat about Max Verstappen, just for those that might not understand the concept of cold graining.
Yep.
Try and simplify it for us, please, sir.
Yeah, essentially, if the tyre's too cold, if you haven't got enough temperature on the top surface, in particular of the tire, it's such a shred. You get these sort of ripple effects across the top, and it peels. Think of I'm trying to think of what is an analogy of something that peels in that way, but it just sort of, you get just
soft cheese.
Think of a ball of mozzarella cheese, nice and shiny on the outside. Cut it down the middle, and it's what? Bobbling.
Yeah, but it's almost like you get a grater.
Yeah.
It's about getting a grater running across the top. So it's more on the top of a cheddar.
It's like a medium.
Like a medium.
Yeah, not like a soft cheese. Like a medium softness.
Right, I'm going to turn them off now because they're talking about bloody cheeses as we see it off for Carlos Sainz.
Of all the things that peels, he picked cheese. Not any type of fruit.
No, like an orange.
Yeah, or a banana. Or a lemon.
Did you peel a lemon?
Yeah, if you want. If you want to get the juices out, sometimes you can peel a lemon.
Giggity. Me and Megan need to get out of the box. The heater's setting off my eyes and my nose, and Megan is already in pain.
At this point, I'm thinking qualifying would probably. In my mind, I'm thinking, can I do qualifying? And I don't like that thought of not doing it.
Yellow sectors 1 and 2.
Oh, it's
Zhou
rain
Guan
again.
Yu. Off track at turn 5 and 6. Oh,
He's fine.
got that out of my head. No. So yeah, just continuing on then here in Las Vegas. Magnussen's fastest, 1:34.883. See, that's a big distraction. Big yellow board down Las Vegas Boulevard. How's that allowed?
Yeah. Driver looks up, think there's a yellow flag, goes slow, ruins sector time. Hamilton has 2 purples. Currently in his sector times. Brilliant.
Got one eyelash out. Hamilton's got second sector's time fastest now as well. Magnussen boxes. Lewis Hamilton is looking like a man on a mission. Colapinto fits 135.470. Hamilton up to the line then. What's his delta? Hamilton fastest, 134.565. Not the fastest third sector though. Lost out there unfortunately. So I'll have to try faster again. You can have some of the... Oh, hello, Michelle. You can have some of the heat we haven't had in Mauritius. 7 a.m. already 28 degrees Celsius. It is 3:07 a.m. and it's just turned 1 degree. Woohoo! Heat wave! That's as most Megan can move at this time of the morning. Currently in the commentary box, I would assume it's like 4 or 5 degree with the heater on as well. So... Sainz comes into the pit lane. Ted saying that they're loving it down at Haas. I'm not surprised about that one bit at all. Hamilton then has done 9 laps and he's fastest at 134.565. Let's ride on board, and this is, well, a little bit of drama further back. That's Hulkenberg. Don't know who we're riding with at the moment, but we saw one of the Red Bulls go by around the outside. He's riding with Lewis Hamilton with Hulkenberg alongside him, and Hamilton turns in to turn number 8 and
What
doesn't
was Nico
know.
thinking?
Yeah. So Russell goes. Oh, this is Russell now down turn 4, and Russell nearly. Well, actually, now it's fine. He just gets held up by one of the Salvers.
Next step.
Same bloke again, 2 days in a row. Yeah, nice and consistent.
Valtteri or Joe?
Joe. And I don't want to pick on George Russell here.
can't blame the
if
guy
you've never
for being
ever
in
held
a
up
certain
anyone
place at a
accidentally in your entire life
certain
before,
time.
yeah, say that on the radio.
This
But
is
come on, George, you know it happens. I don't understand why that.
And you can't really blame Joe for being in that place at that time. I mean, in fairness, Russell, he was there first. You got there second. It's not exactly impeding you.
As if I had to turn Sky off because Megan wouldn't stop talking. That doesn't happen that often.
I had something to say, which given my feelings right now is impressive.
Ocon goes 11th. Russell's 4th at the moment. So over the line. Gasly's gone 5th, 135.240. Russell, fastest, 134.475 with 20 minutes to go this session. Seriously, I need to turn that heater towards you. It's setting me off like nobody's business right now.
Well, I'm cold, so may as well.
Yeah, I'd rather be cold than having this set me off, because it's the heater and it just tickles under your nose and it's burning my eyes. And it's like, I'm trying to compensate here, and there's Bradley Lord alongside Toto Wolff as well. And it's really annoying when you haven't got enough tissues. So it's oh God. Now, Franco Colapinto and Sergio Perez have been complaining about the smell of marijuana around this circuit. And Franco said if you did the doping test now, we'll all fail.
Huh.
Yeah. Ted!
Let's do the test.
You're the boss correspondent.
Springsteen did talk about a Cadillac being long and tall, shiny and black, and also a pink Cadillac as well. But Natalie Cole, I think, had the hit.
Anyway, let's put the let's put first dibs on the music piece for the Cadillac, the new Cadillac team from 2026.
Yeah.
Please, guys, General Motors, paint it pink.
Pink Cadillac.
Easy. Own goal. It's a sitter. It's a sitter.
Absolutely. Jensen.
They did actually paint one of their hypercars pink for the last round of the IMSA Championship this year. And I'm actually a Cadillac driver next year.
Are you?
Well, in F1.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a scoop.
Yeah, there you go.
Jensen Button returns.
In World Endurance Championship.
It's a night of the exclusives, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Jensen. We have just under 20 minutes to go of this session. George Russell has now got the fastest lap from his teammate Lewis Hamilton by 9/100ths of a second. And then it's Magnussen, Hülkenberg and Charles Leclerc competing the top 5.
Let's go over to BBC Radio 5 Live.
To skip the last couple of races and leave early. Right now, though, Mercedes are enjoying a fairly nice run of form. It's only practice, but I'm sure he'll be having a little smile inside.
I think this is really encouraging for Hamilton. Quite often what will happen is he'll go well on Friday. Toto Wolff yesterday referred to themselves, to Mercedes, as the Friday World Champions. It is an issue that Mercedes have had all year, particularly on low grip tracks. They've been quick, and then as the grip goes up, they lose pace comparatively. But that doesn't seem to be happening this morning. And what happens quite often in those cases on the Saturday is that Hamilton might get in it and it doesn't feel the same anymore, and the day kind of spirals downhill from there. But that's not what's happened. He's obviously got into the car this morning. What am I saying? This morning? It's this morning somewhere, Harry.
Back home in the UK.
Exactly.
What about Japan?
Yes, Japan too. Yeah, actually, probably not. Anyway, goodness me. And he's still feeling confident in it. And I think if he could, so there's no reason to think at this stage now why he can't carry on at this level of performance or something very close to it for the rest of the day.
Do you think there's something that gets Hamilton fired up on a consistent basis is when he feels like he's got a point to prove? There's some shelf life comments that have been made, written down and then made public in a book released recently by Mercedes, and Toto referring to the initial signing of Hamilton not on a long-term deal because he is one of the oldest drivers on the grid. He's got that shelf life. Do you think he's taking a bit of umbrage to that, and that's fired him up a bit?
He definitely did take umbrage to those comments. I know that for sure. And I think you can understand why. I don't want to pretend to be a psychologist, but Lewis Hamilton's had a difficult year, you know, and I think those comments hit a raw nerve, because in his darker moments, they're probably questions he's asking himself. Why can't I qualify as quick as George Russell? This is the greatest qualifier in the history of Formula One, and yet he's been beaten comprehensively by Russell over one lap this year. And of course that's going to harm his self-confidence, not his self-belief. Fundamentally, he still believes he's the driver that he's always been. But when it keeps happening and keeps happening, these racing drivers, they're incredibly mentally strong. They're unique human beings in many ways, but they're human beings. So of course he's going to be feeling sensitive about it. So the guy who's held his hand through the most dominant era in Formula One history says something like that. Of course, it was said at the beginning of the year. It just happens to have come out. And it came out at a really bad time, straight after, basically, Hamilton's worst race of the year, when, let's not beat around the bush, there was a red flag period in the middle of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. George Russell was leading the race. Lewis Hamilton was 14th. That's going to hurt, right? So, of course, he's going to be sensitive to those comments. Of course, he's going to be thinking, what's gone wrong for me this year? Yeah, I mean, I think well, from what I've been told, they've talked, they've patched it up. I don't think it's going to affect their relationship, you know, in a big way. But the fact that what happened in Brazil, and then his reaction to the comments, and then what he said on Wednesday when he arrived here, Hamilton, about that whole topic, about how he was thinking of just giving up this year in the course of that race, hence the radio comment at the end of it. It all feeds into this sense of what's actually been going on this year. And I don't think, this is the interesting thing about Hamilton's season, I don't think anybody at Mercedes really knows why it's happened. And so everybody's waiting to see what happens when Hamilton goes to Ferrari. Is it going to carry on there against Charles Leclerc, or is he going to find his mojo again? But anyway, talking of his mojo, it looks like he's found it today.
He certainly has. A 10th clear of George Russell as it currently stands. But, well, for a man with 104 pole positions, 105 race wins, the qualifying head-to-heads do not make for nice reading when it comes to Lewis Hamilton this year. 16 times he's been out-qualified by George Russell. They'll be hoping he can notch up his own side of the table come qualifying a little later on this evening.
Absolutely. As the drivers venture out, just a couple in there as well. Ted's got news.
As well as Guam, but Guam just sounds funnier, and it's a US protectorate, isn't it? It's a US.
Anyway,
venue,
Brian is with us in Guam. I love it.
Yeah, so 1:15 in the afternoon, exactly when you'd normally have at a normal Grand Prix free practice 3. But here in Las Vegas, it's whatever time in the middle of the night it is. Right, Vegas has an answer then, perhaps, for Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. There have been some work going on. They changed the tyres, changed a bit of the setup. I'm just wondering about this rear wing, guys. When you see the Red Bull
They physically cut it
rear
themselves,
wing,
yeah.
if you see the bite marks in the middle of it, either side of the DRS.
Yes.
Focus on the hard edge on the outer section. It's that tends to be particularly circuit specific, and while it might have worked other places, I wonder whether it's that part of the rear wing that's really sort of creating some unwanted downforce or drag on the car, more to the point that Red Bull are saying is hurting them.
Cheers, Ted. Yeah, it looks like it. So, Megan, we found out in the ad break. Oh, hello. We found out in the ad break there that this Red Bull rear wing, it's the same rear wing, but they've gone to a shop every night and they've physically cut the rear wing into...
Idea.
Yeah, it's an idiot idea, isn't it? They've damaged the rear wing.
Do they know where the best places to cut would be? I'm sure they've made estimations, but those places do not look perfect. Both of the two Red Bulls look different, and weirdly enough, Sergio Perez's looks to be a bit stronger.
Yeah, and has it passed scrutineering? Has it passed testing? Is it now safe still? Because
it doesn't seem to be working all too well.
No, it's a big worry, actually. Russell's fastest in the first sector with a 26.459 as well.
Where even are they on the grid?
19th and 20th. They are last. The Red Bulls.
Perez is ahead.
And they've set no time, Megan, in this session. They're outside the 107% rule.
They should have left it how it was and found out things and waited to see how this one went.
They're 3 seconds off the pace of Zhou Guanyu. 3 seconds.
They should have just left it instead of deciding to make cuts on it. Yes, they have brought something which personally I believe is more suited to warm weather, but that can be adjusted. Not through cutting it, but through just simple little adjustments. And you can just deal with it.
How much is this wind, as Russell goes fast, it's 134, 20, how much is this wind going to be playing a factor? Because it's
going to play a big factor for Red Bull now.
Well, we saw that it was going to be, 10 km/h wind here today.
Not many of the cars can actually hold on that much.
Yeah, and it's been blowing around massively here. If you take a look at if you're watching along with us on YouTube and Twitch on JBMotorsports, if you're listening to us on USON, you might not know this, but the weather chart at the top of our timing screen, it says wind, 2.9 kilometres blowing in from the southwest. But I mowed 232 lawns to watch Supermax. You had a wasted you had a wasted trip, mate. Yeah, don't be world champion, but I hope he is world champion for you to see. But yeah, what was I saying?
Kind of makes me want to win this race.
Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the wind. It was 5 kilometers a minute ago. Now it's
We're
just
gonna
2.9.
get blown over.
Yeah, the winds just go woo, 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 woo everywhere around the circuit. Crosswinds like you wouldn't believe. Now it's 2.5 blowing in from the southwest.
Southwest wind.
Well,
Oh, that ain't good.
north is a headwind up the back straight here, so southwest
Cold
is
wind.
blowing across the circuit. Yeah, cold wind as well. Yeah, it's only air temperature 14.5, track temperature 16.3. Track temperature is dropping the longer the session goes on. First sector for Max as well on soft tyres, not good. 26.486, not good.
Oh yeah, do you know how we were meant to have snow yesterday? Well, it missed us. So that's unfair. 10 minutes left of the session. Max currently doing a green sector 1.
Sector 2, fastest by 49 thousandths to Russell. So on the soft compound tyre with the fuel turned way down low, Red Bull might just be quick. Gets past Piastri. Russell's ahead of him by a considerable amount. Russell goes through the chicane now. Verstappen approaching the braking spot.
It looks messy.
Yeah, on entry he wasn't good, was he? Oh!
For when?
Did Piastri get straight through there, or did he go okay? Yeah, I think he's okay.
Fine.
Adam says he got a dusting of snow at his house here in North Carolina today.
Oh.
We had a dusting of snow the other day. Verstappen top, 134, 137 by 81 thousandths to Russell.
That's not a lot for him.
Really not a lot. Red Bull are struggling. Do not doubt that in any way, shape or form. Red Bull are struggling here. That's a low fuel run on soft tyres.
The cuts have made a way too big.
Let's see what it's going to be like in qualifying. Don't forget, McLaren here last year were running inside the top 3 consistently, but then last year they both had a Q1 DNF.
The cuts have made this 1 on each side. They should have done smaller
winglets across, like we saw with Mercedes
yeah. They should have done smaller ones on multiple.
This one looks like the back wing.
Yeah, because that does not give much aero. They should have just gone smaller with more of the cuts if they wanted it to go faster and for the strong wind to be able to pass through.
It felt miles better. Much better.
That's because you've been racing on it for about an hour.
Yeah, but do you want to tell him that science has just gone 2 tenths faster than you? It's a 133, 918. If Max was pushing that hard and said, yeah, that's better, and you're that now just been told, and Russell does a 133.570 as well, are you going to be the one to tell Max up? Yeah, by the way, everyone's just gone. Yeah, by the way, here's half a second.
Yeah.
Middle finger up.
Piastri. I don't think I want to tell him. He looks way too happy right now.
Lando Norris is about to jump up as well across the line, goes fourth. 130, and ahead of Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is now half a second off the pace. Oh dear. Colapinto up to 8th as well, so he's looking good. Car stops in the wall. Who's that? It's Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll has stopped, and this will be a red flag.
Well, at least he's next to a crane.
Well, can we get away with this with a virtual safety car, maybe? It's double yellow now down the strip.
No, it's smoking.
Marshall point 15. No, it has stopped. Oh, I don't know. It is smoky a bit, isn't it? Lance Stroll then. Red flag's out. Yeah.
Brakes.
Red flag's out then. Jumps off.
Oh, his brakes on fire.
Red flag because look at the light. The car is not safe. The red light has come on. The battery's it's not good. So, yeah, that car's live. They can't touch it. This will be the end of the session. They won't restart this.
They need gloves for that car.
They need the marigolds, and I hope they know they can't touch it. Anyone touches that car, you'll get the shock of a life. End of life care, to be fair.
Hence why it's smoking.
You're right. I thought it was coming off the brakes, but it's smoking in the centre, isn't it? Yeah, look. Flashing lights on as well. Do not touch it. That car's live. That battery is short-circuited, and that car is live. So, red flag's out. Session won't be resumed. It can't be. They need to get a truck out there.
Well, one's
crane
right
it
next
off.
to it.
Yeah. So what they need to do is they've got marigolds, so they'll crane it off, but yeah, they can't touch it. So red flag's out.
Mercedes currently topping all of the sessions this weekend.
And Charles Leclerc was fastest in that middle sector, 31.305, so he had more pace to
He
give
has
as
some
well.
beef with people now.
Yeah. Stroll though. I was thinking, could we get away with it with a virtual safety car?
No.
And then I saw the light flashing, and you said it would be a red flag. So yeah, down the Las Vegas Strip. He pulled it off though in the correct order. He's done well, for once.
Yeah.
He's done the right thing, but yeah.
I think he realised it was live as well because I saw how he exited the vehicle. He touched the halo instead.
Yes, the halo is carbon neutral, so you can touch it. It doesn't collect electricity, so you can touch that, and you have to do the little safety jump as well off.
Yeah, I saw him
Right, let's
do
take a look.
that.
It's fine on an exit. Hit fourth gear.
He
light
sees
comes
the
on.
light go on, and then he immediately stops.
Smoke. Yeah, you look. You're right, the cockpit's on fire. Look at that. You were spot on, Megan. Cockpit went on fire straight away. Never seen that before. So good spot from you with the smoke coming out of the cockpit. Even half dead, you're still good.
Yeah.
Colapinto nearly put it in the wall. Session will not be resumed. Oh, we knew that was coming.
I kind of appreciate that happening.
Yeah.
It means just that little bit extra sleep.
I never like getting a message at 3:26 in the morning. As Colapinto nearly touches the wall of legs.
Who texts at 3:26 in the morning? I suppose people who are awake at that time, looking in the McLaren garage currently, and they seem quite happy with themselves. I mean, not as happy as they would be if they were first right now, but second and fourth is quite good. Sainz, currently looking at him, he's in third. Okay. And there is Lance Stroll, currently looking at his car, kind of in disgust.
Oh, they've touched the they've got the marigolds on, and they're pushing it off the circuit. I don't like. Yeah, maybe we will get the session restarted for some warm-ups. We don't know.
Ugh.
I got told in my ear that the session won't be restarted. Hey, look, he's parked in the right spot though.
Yeah.
Treasure Island, free parking.
Woohoo!
Someone's going to make a joke of that.
Oh, the Venetian. Isn't that Gordon Ramsay's?
I thought it was a hotel, not a restaurant.
It's both.
Oh, is it both? Big hotel, big restaurant.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure on season 16 of the Hell's Kitchen thing, the person got a job at the Venetian in Las Vegas.
Oh. Session will resume with 1 minute to go.
I love season 16 of Hell's Kitchen. Don't know why, but it's my favourite.
Now, if we had more members of the team this weekend, do you know what I wanted to do? Do you know Viva Las Vegas, the Coronation Street one?
Yes.
And you know Dynasty, where everyone goes like this at the intro? I wanted to do that.
Me spinning round in pain.
Yeah, I wanted to do that where we all look good and, just spin around and
do it for next year.
Yeah, might do it for next year. But yeah. So session's going to resume in 30 seconds' time. Presumably everyone's going to roll out to do the practice
It already
starts on the grid.
has resumed.
We've got track clear. It hasn't gone green. That's still in 20 seconds' time. That's why the red light's on.
Countdown's going down though.
Oh yeah, no, countdown never stops in practice.
Oh.
Countdown only stops in qualifying and the race. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Green.
Thunderbirds on go. Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Zhou. Then comes Lawson, Sonoda, Pink Panther. Ocon ahead of Gasly, leaving the pit lane. I've just had a thought. They've got to get the jacks on here, otherwise they're not going to get out. They've got 30 seconds to go. This isn't a qualifying simulation, guys. Yeah, they're going out for practice start, but that red light's going to go on in 20 seconds' time, and you won't be able to leave. And I think they've all just been told, get a hurry up, otherwise you're not going to get out there in time.
Who's sat right there?
Russell and Perez aren't moving. 10.
Can you two just hurry up?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perez has missed the light. Perez has missed the light. Well, what the hell was that about?
You can't leave.
What miscommunication from Red Bull and Sergio Perez? The lunacy from that team. They had miles ahead. There's a pit lane speed limit. I'm sorry, but Neil's... well, now Rui Marquez has really got to get on that. You can't stop in the fast lane. That was dangerous and ridiculous. Perez has missed the red light to do a practice start because he wasn't fast enough. The embarrassment, the joke, and that was ridiculous. Okay, we'll come and get you, he says on the radio there.
Can I ask, why was one of the Mercedes so... Russell, why were you so slow going out the pit lane? It's like, you were massively stressing me out there about whether you're all getting out.
Magnus has taken the checkered flag, so they'll all have to do another lap time as well because they've taken the checkered. Well, that's just stupid. Absolutely. And now, here we go. It's the Red Bull 200 metres down the pit lane and in the lead. I can't tell you.
A man. Woohoo, won.
Well, there they go. Bad day for Red Bull. 5th and 13th in this session. Why did they not put the throttle down? I don't get that. That's a really
Maybe
stupid
Perez
decision.
just didn't want to go out again and decided to be really slow on purpose.
That's bad communication from everybody. There was a minute to get out of the pit lane and nobody got out there. That's bad.
Half the
bad.
field decided to slow down. What was the point?
So, Red Bull are going to have questions after this session. Let's take a look. This is on board with Yuki Tsunoda. They've added a little helpful 22 to the front. There, and he almost went to the back of his teammate Liam Lawson. Ah!
Please don't hit your teammates.
Mate, Yuki just about rear-ended.
Yeah, but you were dawdling on the racing line.
He is not an inanimate object, Lawson. He is not, odd.
Well, the first time Yuki's been non-entry this weekend. Boom! Available all week.
Yuki just taking out his frustrations.
Pound Town. Yuki nearly rear-ended me. That's going to be on all the t-shirts, isn't it? Oh, God.
You know who Yuki usually takes his frustrations out on?
Food.
Hamilton.
Good point.
So, Hamilton, watch out, please. Because then again, that was when Danny Rick was here. I mean, and you cannot convince me that one weekend where he was constantly annoying Hamilton, that he did not have a bet going on with Danny Rick. Saying, how much can you do this? Because it was just that little bit too much. Josh.
I know. So here's the results then from this session. Russell fastest, Mercedes topping every single session. Piastri second, Sainz third, Norris fourth, Verstappen fifth, Hamilton 6th, Albon 7th, Colapinto's 8th, Magnussen 9th, and Gasly rounds out your top 10. After that, you get Hülkenberg 11th, Leclerc's 12th, Perez 13th, Ocon 14th, Alonso 15th, Tsunoda 16th, Bottas 17th, Lawson 18th, Stroll 19th, and 20th for Zhou Guan Yu. Megan, question from you. Question to you. What did you make of that session?
Thought it was decent.
Thoughts going to qualifying? Who's your pick for pole? I'm going Mercedes, to be fair.
Yeah, it's one of the Mercedes. I just can't decide which.
I think Lewis, he never got a full lap in, personally.
Yeah, he didn't exactly get the greatest chances, and if he did, he was just... Well, he had problems today with people deciding to go in front of him.
Yeah, well, join us in 2 hours' time to find out all the action. 5:45 GMT for all the action from qualifying for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. We'll see you there. Take care. Bye-bye.